Warning: the Chaotic Culture podcast is a program for mature audiences. The language and content presented in this podcast is of a mature nature that some audiences may not find suitable. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. So before you start the show, I just want to give a quick shout out to Tyrone Leak Jr. and to Michael Quarter, aka Quarter, for laying down this track that you're about to hear. It's the new theme song for the Chaotic Culture podcast. Let me know what y'all think. Check it out.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Embrace the culture, blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off for O, like the cover Oprah. Popping bottles, get all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Cat the Pro, the one in charge. But it's a celebration, times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Cat the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
In these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. Everybody needs some, yeah, and we don't need a reason. Everybody needs some, and we don't need a reason, cause
we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
Yo, so this has been such a crazy last couple of months, man. Like the holidays were just kind of like, but I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh only because these last few days, this week have been incredibly, well, eye-opening for some, expected for, especially if you're black. I'm just saying, like, man, looking at this guy who currently is, well, he's no longer going to be president. But anyway, let me get started. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is season 2 of the Chaotic Culture podcast. We are back in this joint once again after the Christmas and the New Year's. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday. This is your boy Ked the Pro once again with the squad. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and start with the lovely Nasa.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your girl Nasa, aka Tony Noir, the female Picasso. Welcome to the station, GBGBO. Y'all already know what's good.
Hey. And once again, joining me is my boy Law. Go ahead and put an introduction out there, man.
What's going on, folks? Law, aka Lawrence. You know what I mean? Well, actually, that's backwards. Lawrence, aka Law.
Yeah.
Coming from the 252. You know what I'm saying? Just, we out here.
We out here. Hey guys, so if you're joining us for the first time, I know you've heard the viewer discretion at the beginning, so just again, bear with us. We are millennials. We are gonna cuss. It is what it is. I will try to refrain from dropping as many f bombs as possible. I cannot speak for my co-host. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. But I mean, it is what it is. We have strong opinions on the subjects happening in today's world, and sometimes that means that we're going to be raw and unfiltered. But that's just how life is sometimes. My dad was a sailor. What can I say? My mom, she definitely wants me to try and curtail the language a little bit. So I am going to try. I promise you. And I know that my aunts and my uncles and all my cousins are listening to this. So, but yeah, just bear with us, guys. This is who we are. First and foremost, how was everybody's holiday? Like, what did y'all do for Christmas? What y'all get for Christmas if you got anything?
Ladies first.
I got me a warm blanket, and I think that was the best thing my mother could have ever given me. Like, I'll be knocking out every time I go to sleep. And that was the greatest present ever.
Hey, you know what? Ain't nothing like warmth in the middle of the winter.
Hello.
Okay, and I still am not used to the cold, even though I'm from Colorado. Like, I'm still not used to Virginia cold.
Yeah, Virginia cold hit different.
It hit different. It hits different, and so that was the best. Yeah, that was the best investment my mom could have given me. So
that's what's up.
I just got clothes. And I mean, as a kid, you'd be like, "Oh, I got clothes for Christmas," but like, nah, like, like now that I see the what it takes to actually, upkeep yourself as an adult. You know what I mean? It's just one of those eye-opening moments. I can't complain. It's one of those things. Especially moving forward, I'm trying to get myself established within my career, and just making moves in the right direction. I've been heavy into making sure that I plan things out and make sure that I stick to my plan and see it through. So what I was given was what I'm saying, it was a blessing, but I also was grateful.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I will say for Christmas for me, I didn't get much. Got a little gift card from grandparents. My brother actually got us this new interface that we are using here. Still got to work out the kinks, obviously. It's the first time using one, and working it out as we go along. But it is here, and so now all of us are on 3 mics here. So I mean, hey, that's better than what I could expect. And I have to give a shout out to my brother Nick. He definitely helped me get this. Excuse me. My mom got both me and my brother some Banneker watches. If you don't know who Benjamin Banneker is, please look him up. Black History. But yes, I definitely had to rock the Banneker watch a couple times at work. And I'm not really a watch wearing person, but that particular watch that Mama gave, I have to wear it. Like I feel like that's important that I wear that watch.
It's one of those sentimental things. It'll always go with you. No matter where you go.
Yes, absolutely. Before we get into, of course, the political discussion, because obviously that has been dominating the news circuit since the Senate runoff. Shout out to Georgia, man. Y'all came through. Thank you. I can't say that enough, man. Y'all put a great preacher into the Senate, and y'all put a wonderful and young new Jewish senator, John Ossoff, into the Senate as well. And now Democrats have retaken the Senate. So shout out to Georgia. Y'all really did what y'all were supposed to do. Like, y'all said, we are not taking the sitting down. Look, Biden just won Georgia. We can get these senators in, and y'all did. But obviously there's still work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done, especially after these last 4 years, especially after this last week. But again, before we get into that portion, I do want to, just go over a little of the fun stuff, man. Because like we honestly, we have serious talks all the time, but it's we like to have fun, man. That's why we here. Like we here to like crack jokes and do a bunch of other shit. So anybody seen Soul yet?
Yes.
Okay. So we got one. I know Nasa, you haven't seen it yet, but that is on your list.
Not. But that is definitely on my list.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do here is introduce a segment called Smash Pass or Trash. I know for those of us who've played this game, we've done Smash or Pass before, but this is a new twist on it. So every time when we discuss a movie that we've seen, honestly, if it's a smash hit, obviously it's a smash. If it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I watched it, it was okay, I may watch it one more time, but I'm not going to invest money into it or buy it or anything like that, then it's passable or pass. If it's trash, obviously that means we'll never watch it ever again. So, for us, obviously, for me, Soul was a smash. Like, that is a great, great movie. If you have not seen Soul, please, please, please go see it.
Especially from the musical aspect, I think you would greatly,
Appreciate it,
Yeah.
most definitely.
You definitely will appreciate that movie.
And it's on Netflix, right?
Disney
Or
Plus.
Disney
Plus.
Okay.
Yeah. If you need to use a password, just let me know.
I got my Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Hey, well, there it is then. There it is. You got it. All right. Yeah, definitely. If you have not seen Soul yet, ladies and gentlemen, please watch it. You will love that movie, man. Pixar really been hitting with the movies Pixar always hits with the movies. Mm-hmm. There are certain movies that I really love from Pixar, but I can never watch again, i.e. Coco. I
love Coco.
I love Coco, but I will never watch it again because that hit too hard in the feels. I'm telling you, like, that's just one of those things. It's like, that's one of those movies where it's like, it's so great, but because I cried my eyes out, I'm like, nah, I can't watch this again because I'm literally going to do the same thing if I watch this again.
Coco.
I
love that movie.
But yeah, definitely check out Soul if you haven't checked it out. Again, it's on Disney Plus for those of you who haven't. If you haven't seen Soul yet, I recommend that you strongly do. If you haven't got Disney Plus, I definitely recommend that you get it. I mean, it's worth it. At least in my opinion, it's worth it. Shit, man. As far as music, now we are recording this on Friday, January 8th. So I will say that the first thing that I listened to this morning is that Jasmine Sullivan dropped a new album.
Oh, I was listening to that today.
Yes.
Oh, honey. I was
Yes.
listening to that today. I was listening to that today, and she knew what she was doing.
Oh,
She knew.
yes.
She knew what she was doing.
Alright, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As a woman, whose side do you think she was on? If there is a side to be taken. Was she empowering men? Was she empowering women? Or was she just calling everybody on their bullshit?
I feel like she was empowering women, but she was also like calling everybody on their bullshit. Like it was like a mixture of those two.
Yeah.
Like it was great. I had that shit on repeat the entire thing. I had that shit on repeat.
I would say,
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Cause like, not trying to say that you don't hear enough of the woman's perspective, but like, she really made it blunt. You know what I'm saying? She's a woman who has needs, and if she doesn't find it with one, she's gonna find it elsewhere. And then if you can't foot the bill, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? That's really
I mean, like she basically made kind of piggybacking on that, like she just basically made it clear, like, look, this is, as a woman, we are very vulnerable. Like this is what we come to. All right, you keep playing games. This is what we come to. Like,
Nah,
like we try not to be that way. Like I really hope we, like as women, we try not to be that way. But god damn it, like give us a break. Like
I mean, hey, more power to y'all. But honestly, she did have some points in this album, especially that one skit where, I mean, you having to have sex with your spouse just to get something that you want. I don't know if, for me, when I listen to that, I'm like, wow, dude. I don't think all women have this perspective, but it's just like, dang, yo, like, you really about to sit here and have sex? Like, oh, what you want, boo? Just so that later on you can get something that you might need. I really thought that into perspective. Is that what really makes relationships, like, is that how relationships operate now, or marriages operate now, or is this just within certain people to act this way?
I feel like it's in with certain people.
Okay.
Like, you
I
can't-
won't say it's with certain people. I think with any relationship, when you're trying to bind two parties into one, there is going to be some form of compromise.
Okay.
And I don't want to say compromise as like one is losing something
Right.
and there's nothing to gain. When you compromise, it's you are meeting your partner in the middle, and I think that's more so what she was trying to point out.
Okay.
Although there are people in this world that be like, well, damn, I do need the Gucci shoes, or you know what I'm saying?
But how am I gonna
I
get
want this
on?
Birkin bag, so let me bust it open real quick.
Okay, yeah.
I got you.
Like it's
I mean,
slippery
yeah,
slope.
it's a slippery slope.
I
But yeah,
feel
it's
that.
definitely a compromise with a relationship. So maybe that's just her compromise as a married woman. Like,
Where honestly, and I feel what y'all are saying, because as you said, there's gonna be some level of compromise in every relationship, and I think in that particular skit, it was supposed to be, I guess, more of a mutual understanding, and this is not a parasitic kind of thing. But as Law stated earlier, there are some relationships that be like that. Like, yeah, for lack of a better term, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of this nigga, and I'm gonna grab some of this, put him to sleep, and I'm gonna get this damn Birkin, or I'm gonna get this Telfar. Like, I'm pretty sure there are situationships like that. So, but thankfully, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. If you have not listened to Hotels by Jasmine Sullivan, please bless your ears. That is a great album. I only got a chance to play it once because unfortunately work made me just like okay, but yeah, I'm going to listen to it again in my next opportune moment, just so I can see if there's anything that I might have missed. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that album. In a couple of weeks or so, or whenever the next episode drops, I'm going to try and do like my top 10 rap albums of 2020. A lot of albums were good, but a lot of them didn't have a lot of replay value. So it's just one of those things where, and I may have to split it, where it's like, okay, do top 10 mainstream and then do top 10 not so mainstream. I'm a very big hip hop aficionado, so I have a preference as far as what hip hop that I listen to. Like, if you go on my Spotify playlist, I'm always listening to something that's gonna stimulate my mind. That being said, if y'all know me, y'all know every now and then I gotta turn up. So, but there are some albums that were really great last year, but for whatever reason I just didn't fall back to it. There were albums that, of course, I've fallen back to as well. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. But Pop Smoke's album I have listened to multiple times. Lil Baby's album I listened to twice. But I think there are some albums that need to be mentioned, especially with the Grammys coming up. It was really weird but refreshing to see that no mainstream album got voted on the best rap album for a Grammy. Like, if you look at which albums got the nomination, they were all albums that really were stimulating albums, like D Smoke's album, or if I had to do another one, who else? Royce the 5'9", The Allegory. That one got nominated. It was really refreshing to see, and I'm like, somebody on that committee must have been black and have been like, hey, look, these were good songs that these artists dropped, like Lil Baby, or you got some other artists that were also nominated that were all getting radio play. But as far as like which albums really were the best rap album, it's these over here.
I can't think of the artists, but they did a biopic that got Grammy nominated, based off of not only the video but how they actually went about portraying the song in it as well. And I think it was Lil Baby.
It might have been. I'll have to look that one up. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a short break because we definitely have to kind of discuss what happened this week within our political system. Obviously, we know that Joe Biden is now officially the president-elect and will be inaugurated come January 20th, 2021. But obviously, some shenanigans happened during that when Congress and Senate were counting the electoral votes, and also while the Senate runoff was going on. And yeah, it would be foolish if we did not discuss it. So, gonna take a quick break, but don't move. Of course, we're coming right back. Hey, family. Before I continue into the next segment, I just want to talk to you about a company that one of my little homies in the Hampton University Drumline, aka Sticky Situation, has started. Naturally Bodied is a natural self-care body shop owned by Jada Buford, a biology student at Hampton University that offers handcrafted body care products for men and women. They currently offer various body butters and foam in butter cleansers, as well as body scrubs, loofah soap bars, and beard oil for men. The men's line, Royal Pride, includes a sandalwood collection that includes beard oil, a foaming butter cleanser, and a body butter. They aim to allow people to care for their bodies in the most natural way possible to get radiant, glowing skin that will make you even more proud of the way God made you. Naturally Bodied stands for blessed, opulent, dazzling, incomparable, exuberant, and dauntless. All words of empowerment and power that promote self confidence in the way God made you. The men's line, Royal Pride, has the same message and stands for power, respect, integrity, discipline, and energy. So, to get more information on Naturally Bodied, visit the website at www.naturallybodied.com, or you can follow them on their social media platforms on Twitter and Instagram, and that's at Naturally Bodied. Again, follow them at Naturally Bodied on Instagram and Twitter, or go to the website www.naturallybodied.com for more information. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we've come to, of course, the discussion for today, which obviously stems from the attack on the U.S. Capitol by the Trump supporters, white nationalists, the Proud Boys, and everybody who felt that their vote was stolen or being robbed, or that they wanted the vote audited in certain states and things like that. And, of course, were egged on by the soon-to-be former commander-in-chief, currently who is now banned from permanently from Twitter. That's a new twist in the story. But yeah, so I just have to just sit here and just laugh at the entire situation, only because we've been warning people for years that something like this might happen. And a lot of the people on the extreme far right side of the aisle will say that they were just quote unquote expressing their views and that they're angry and upset or whatnot. And what do you have to be upset about? Like, people act like Biden, who is actually, for lack of a better term, a centrist Democrat, is going to take away all their rights and guns and whatnot. If Obama didn't take away your guns away, number one, what makes you think Biden is going to do that? And number two, it is really just crazy to see how oppressed these white nationalists and white supremacists want to be. It's like you want us to feel sorry because you don't have the power that you used to anymore, and that you feel as though because America is turning brown, now all of a sudden you don't matter.
I just have to say this. Welcome into just a day or a couple hours of the black person's plight. we've been dealing with this for 400 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing new. And now they actually understand, even if it isn't to the same degree of what it feels like to go through what we've gone through. And I just want to say at that had it been, you know, Black Lives Matter or people protesting for, you know, the goodness of their kind, i.e. LGBT, the immigrants, all of those communities have, you know, done peaceful protests and were met in arms by not only the National Guard, but the police and other law enforcement. So, do I feel bad for them? No.
Hell no.
Because at the end of the day, had any of those people been people of color, it would have been police, some form of brutality to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like it's unfair. That's really what it is. And I don't even want to put it to a scale of being fair or unfair, but it really boils down to it because when Black Lives Matter took what's the name of the street? Black Lives Matter Plaza.
Yeah.
And they were doing their protest. They were met by the National Guard. And I don't understand why people in this country can't see that everybody bleeds red, but yet we're still treated differently from the color of our skin.
It's I think it comes from a sense of they feel they're losing their power and they want to hold on to it as much as possible.
What power?
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
That just
What
reinforces
power?
that they believe in
If
having.
if being a savage or let's see, if being malicious and taking shit that's not yours power, then you're so sadly mistaken. Like I just don't get that. Like I feel like what they're upset about is really just an ego. I feel like it's more of an ego thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of an ego thing. Like, oh, your precious master didn't win, so you want to riot and shit, you know. But had it been Black Lives Matter, would have been sprayed with bullets. Like,
yeah.
would have been
Bullets, tear gas, beaten.
Would have been sprayed with bullets. Like, had it been for a Black Lives Matter.
4 lives compared to the countless number of Black lives that have been lost to.
Been lost. And it honestly, it just showed. This past event just honestly just showed the hypocrisy in America, because the people that were so gung ho about teaching you false ideologies and false narratives and believe in the Constitution, you have to swear to an allegiance to America that don't give a fuck about you, but you know, pay allegiance to this, but yet you step foot on federal grounds and think nothing of it. Like, they ain't finna touch
fence. They went through 4 security fences on top of barging into the Capitol. Like
that's just, you see the hypocrisy in it. Like, you really see the hypocrisy. Like, literally the same people who told us to do all this, that, and the third don't give a fuck about that Constitution and which established it. In which they established.
And it's funny because the picture that went viral of the guy sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office, he was from Arkansas, I think.
Arkansas, yep.
And as soon as he got home, they clink clink, clink clink, in the back of the paddy wagon, bro. Like, they wasn't going for none of that.
None of that.
And it's funny that you say that because you have people who are supposedly all walks of life and whatnot. You got white preachers out there protesting as well, because there was one preacher from and I hate to say this, but from Rock Hill, South Carolina. What the
You had people from California, Texas. Like, it was literally like somebody went on the phone and was like, "Hey guys, meet us in DC. We storming the Capitol." Like, when I saw the pictures, I instantly thought of the movie White House Down.
White House Down.
That's
White House Down, bro. Like,
the vibes up. Even though it wasn't the White House, it was the Capitol. But I mean, it's still one and the same. That's where government officials conduct business and they hold important meetings to help conduct country.
And let's just make it clear. Washington D.C. is not a state, so that's all of that shit is federal grounds.
Yep.
So anybody that touched that shit is clink clink. It's clink,
Yep.
clink. All federal offenses. So whoever was out there, prepare for your letters. Like,
Indeed. Do you think it was an inside job? Do you think cops let these people through?
yes, I think it was an inside job. Because why the fuck are you gonna allow them so easily into the gates of federal grounds? If you know it's federal grounds, why are you just gonna so easily let them walk in?
I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes, for the fact that the Proud Boys, you know what I'm saying? There are people who are political officials who have the same views as the soon-to-be ex-POTUS. You know what I'm saying? So, for them to mob like they did, I understand that, okay, they went the route that would have made more headlines. I say no for the fact that you did have those officers who were trying to use lethal force as the last option, i.e., as the young lady who got shot in the shoulder, who ended up losing her life.
Ashley Babbitt.
No, I still feel like it was. I still felt like it was intentional because like you're saying that like cops are using force at the last minute. At Black Lives Matter, they said we gonna use force without question and then ask questions later. So what's the point of
It's the page.
Yep.
And that's what I was getting at. Like, nobody, unless you are just truly sick and twisted in the mind, wants to shoot another human being. You know what I'm saying? And so for them to have given the warning, hey, stop, stop, fire. You know, all right. So then that's on you. You were given 3 chances to stop, turn around, and go the opposite way, but you chose to be hard-headed and proceed forward. So guess what? Now you got to deal with lead in your chest. And I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but like, it truly is funny because that just goes to show, as you were saying, like there is a discernment between black lives and white lives. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I could really rant on this for a while because honestly, how I feel about this entire situation, I'm just like, man, look, with everybody in here saying had that been Black Lives Matter, they would have shot first and asked questions later. Also, it's just like, okay, you knew this was going to happen because these folks have been planning it for a month, saying on the 6th, when this count happens, when the electoral count begins, we are going to have this protest, quote unquote, because it really wasn't a protest, it was a riot. Mind you, when black people get together to protest for Black Lives Matter, they don't bring anything but their signs, their mask, and their pretty much what their gripes about why we are protesting, because literally we are protesting because we are trying to protect our lives here. We're trying to fight for the right to live. Meanwhile,
but that's violent.
Yeah. Apparently that's violent, and that's
violent.
That's the thing about America, man. It's two different Americas. You see white people as this is your brethren and whatnot, but then when you look at black people, you see an imminent threat, no matter what form it comes in, and that is a serious problem. But going back into that, these white folks were not just coming there with their Trump flags and their signs and everything like that. They were packing zip ties. They were packing Molotov cocktails. They were packing actual ammunition, which is illegal on federal grounds.
Exactly. And at that, I believe the state of DC is open carry.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
That just emphasizes the point even more that why do you feel the need to bring AR-style weapons onto federal property?
Because they don't because they don't care.
The rules don't apply to them.
Because I was really finna go for it.
It's all like the rule.
Really finna go for it. But here's the thing, like they're not afraid of authority. They're not afraid of authority. For so long, they've never been afraid of authority because authority has always given them a pass. Mm-hmm. So walking on federal grounds was just another pass. Y'all not finna do nothing. Yeah. Because y'all let it pass every single time.
As I've said, man, the rules apply to everybody else but them.
We created the rules, so we might as well break it.
Exactly. Yeah, the rules can apply to everybody else except us,
Except us.
Right.
We created this shit for them. For them.
It might be a bad analogy, but honestly, I feel like all those protesters that went up there, had the motto FUBU. The Capitol is for us and was made by us.
Okay.
And it's ran by us.
The Capitol was built by slaves as well as the White House, but
No,
I get what you're saying.
They so called think that it's theirs. Like, no, we built this bitch.
But yeah, also just to shed some light on the lady who was shot, apparently was a 14-year veteran in the Air Force, Ashley Babbitt. I don't wish death on anybody.
I don't.
Yeah, but she had what was coming. Like,
I don't.
Like
she
she was given ample amount of times to not go through that barrier. And the officer, he said, please step back. like I'm pretty sure we've all watched the video.
Oh, multiple times.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Look, go on Twitter. Like,
you will see that they were told to step back, and she proceeded to go through the barrier because she was all high and mighty, and she got clapped for that job.
Like, even the white dude, the moment he saw Secret Service pull out the gun, he backed up. The one recording, he was like, "Oh, this is good. Hold on."
Because I've seen on Twitter they talking about say her name. I don't want to hear nothing about say her name, sweetie, because Breonna Taylor got shot in her sleep. So you went full forward because you was all high and mighty and thought you was the real shit, and so you got clocked for that shit.
A congressman actually made that point. He was just like, when you have somebody who is at home and sleep, and you know what I'm saying, they're in their home just minding theirs, you have the right to openly, fire upon them. But you have somebody who is actually breaking the law, who feels that they aren't breaking the law, and then they turn around and try to spin it to where they are on top, or
where they're on top.
Like,
and,
no, it doesn't work like that.
She's a veteran and da da da. Okay,
and don't get me wrong. Like, shout out to all the people
we
who
gonna
have
do
served
you
for
like
this
you
country.
do us. We gonna dig up some dirt.
Look, the Miss Ashley Babbitt is not a hero. She is not a martyr. She is a domestic terrorist at this point. And
she's not a martyr. She's like you said, she's not a martyr. So let's cut that shit out.
Right.
She knew what she was doing.
Yep.
She thought she was hiding money.
It wasn't for.
And I'm not speaking death on anybody like she deserved it or anything like that. But she knew her actions.
Yeah. Hey, look, actions have consequences, and sometimes those consequences can be tragic, especially if you know better.
All of us in this room have heard that at least once. For every action that you proceed with, there is a consequence.
There's a consequence to everything that you do.
My parents drilled that into me.
Okay.
Legit, you know what I'm saying?
I've learned that what goes up must come down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just like you're not gonna stay at the top forever.
Karma for that ass.
Okay. Yep. Exactly.
And I ain't saying a bullet is karma, but shoe fit.
Okay, you made your bed.
She got what she asked for. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you knew what you were gonna get yourself into first and foremost by storming a federal building. But again,
first and foremost, you just stepping foot on federal grounds the way you did. Let's start there.
They went through not one security barrier. They went through 4. So, like, at what point in time, as like the Secret Service who like are in charge of protecting the Capitol or whatever security detail they have for the Capitol, you see that these people are going through these barriers. Why not proceed to shut down beforehand? Like, they waited until they literally got past the 4th barrier for to say, okay, let's get all the congressmen and have them go to recess. That doesn't do anything because at that point, people are already inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't help that you have people in wheelchairs. Lord forgive me. But you got people in wheelchairs inside of the Capitol chanting, "We won't go. Trump, Trump, Trump." Like, what?
How did your ass get up them steps? Like, first and foremost, how'd your ass get up the steps?
Because I swear it's at least 40 steps to get up to.
Okay, period.
But
I ain't even go.
Comedic relief moment because, like, it is very tense.
It is very intense, but sometimes you just gotta laugh about it.
Somebody on Instagram who they made a post and was like, they got the boneless chicken tender lady in the. They call her the boneless chicken chicken tender.
Okay, I'm good. All right.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
man,
but
but
like, I had to laugh. It wasn't funny for the fact that she was inside the Capitol, but it was the fact that they called her a bonus chicken tender lady. Like,
hey, man, and it's crazy though. You get, like you said, people in wheelchairs who actually depend on Obamacare.
Hello?
You're sitting here,
Okay,
sitting here, chanting Trump.
Their transportation was probably covered by Obamacare.
Honestly, I think one of the pictures, it was one of the pictures of the guy that was in the, who had the horn little hat on.
Oh yeah, from The Simpsons.
I think that shit took me out. Like, I honestly think that, like, how did, it really was what to the point. Like, y'all, how did we get to this? How did it come to this? Like, we have a whole fool dressed in a moose outfit. Like,
Where the buffalo roam.
buffalo roll, like, we're the buffalo roll in a whole buffalo outfit, like, on go in the Capitol.
But it's just like,
And it's just,
but like, yeah, like, just.
I just wasn't, honestly, when the whole thing happened, I was just like, I wasn't shocked because it's just like, as you know, as the story kind of unfolded more and more, you know, as it was going on, like, it just came to me. It's just like,
But it's just
I'm
like,
not shocked
they tried
about
to
this.
compare the riots that happened because of police brutality to what went on at the Capitol, and in a sense, they don't.
where
have
were the cops?
They don't have
Where
any
were
coalition.
where were the protesters that y'all arrested?
Hello.
What did y'all do? Cause the last time I checked, y'all was taking pictures with them.
Speaking of which,
You
they
know,
took
kikiing
the
with them.
podium of the House of Representatives and sold it on eBay for like $15,000.
Wait, so what?
Alright, so 2 Chainz put up a picture on his Instagram and was just like, if I receive this, I'm gonna get booked for stolen goods. And it was a picture of the House of Representatives speaker stand or podium, and they wanted $14,000 and some change for it. It was basically $15,000 for this podium. And 2 Chainz basically was making light of the situation. It was just like, yeah, if I were to go and to, you know, buy this, I'm getting booked for stolen goods, stolen property. You know what I'm saying? Not only is it stolen property, it's stolen federal property.
Yeah.
Emphasis on federal.
Federal.
Listen,
yeah.
emphasis on federal. Like,
It's just been such a crazy time, but what was is
this
truly
is a great.
yeah.
Clearly, this is a great start to the year. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, very great start.
Booming first week.
Yes.
booming first week.
Yes.
Like last year was a bang. We start the year with a bang, and then
2020, at least we started out the year with like some hope of that it was gonna be all right until March hit, and then it was down the drain. But
no, I think it went. I think it just started when the start of 2020. Everybody was all good until Kobe died, and that shit went all the way downhill.
Damn.
Until Kobe passed, and then it just went.
I was on the road back
down.
from Honda when I got that news. I was
Down.
upset.
Just went down.
Yeah.
And then this
tragic,
year
man.
we just
We
see it
start the
goofy
year
shit.
off with goofy.
Yeah.
Goofy shit. Like, we just
Yep.
starting this shit off with goofy shit. So we might just honestly, and I still speak, you know, life into 2021 because I feel like it just started. I'm speaking abundance into 2021. But you know, I feel like how you start something, especially, is how you're gonna end it.
Yep.
If we started with this shit, y'all, we got a long 2021.
Oh man, you're just getting started. Yeah, we got a while
just
to
got
go.
started, and goofy shit has already started happening, man. It started popping off. Look, Trump, get your ass out. It's time.
Oh yeah,
it's
he's
time.
gone. He is gone.
It's time.
And not just from the White House either. If y'all been
Kamala.
paying attention, like he permanently banned from Twitter, banned from Instagram until the until the inauguration, banned from Facebook until the inauguration.
No one gives a hoo-ha in hell that you're not going to the inauguration.
Yep.
Nobody wants you there.
Nope.
Let's make it clear.
I think he even got banned from Parler. If I'm not mistaken, he even got. I think he even got banned from the right wing website Parler. I think.
Kamala? Kamala, sweetheart, I need you to release these debts, these HBCU debts, sweetheart.
Yes, please.
Biden, go ahead and drop me that 2,000. Like, just go ahead and just drop that shit. Like,
because I'm still on hold for mine.
I'm still on hold, and I didn't receive the
let me tell you,
600. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and
15,
drop that 2,000 so I can be
after
on
the
my
15,
merry way.
I'm raising hell, you know what I'm saying? They said until the 15th, so I'm giving them to the 15th, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that, on Monday, I get the notification, hey, your stimmy drop. If I don't see it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, got to the 15th. I done called the IRS. I done called H&R Block. You know what I'm saying? I done called Bank of America. You know what I'm saying? Look, I need my money and I need it now.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that. Like, I filed with H&R Block. I got my stimulus check, both of them.
Oh,
So
yeah. See, you're not making the case for H&R
You're
Block.
not making it better.
I'm not, but
I have yet to get a stimmy. Like, I remember my mom called me up. She was like, "Did you get your stimulus check?" I said, "Hell no, I ain't get no stimulus check."
damn.
Look,
Yeah.
I've been hearing left and right. Bing, stimulus, bing, stimulus, bing, stimulus. I wake up every morning, say my prayers, brush my teeth, check my bank account.
No stimmy. Like,
What's going on? Where my money at, government? Where my money at? I need it right now.
stimmy. Like,
Yep. But yeah, honestly, my stimulus check didn't last that long because it went straight to rent anyway. So,
All the
Except for the first
money
one.
that I get has gone to paying bills and making
Yeah.
sure that I stay ahead of my bills.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that I can't give myself kudos for because if you would have been talking to the 21-year-old Lawrence, you would have said, "Hey man, you got bills." I would have been like, "They can wait." So I have matured in that light. But
where?
I need my money.
speaking of
Yes, sir.
Speaking about bills, like, I feel like 2020 was like was definitely a good year for me as far as like growth and maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Just stepping on your own. Now we growing into it. And staying on top of them bills. Stay on top of my bills. It's a must. It's a must.
Yep,
And I do not
yep.
play about that. That's a must. I do not play about that.
Yeah, indeed. That's why I try to stay on top of mine. Like as soon as I see a bill come up, let me just go ahead and pay it and just
Did
get
y'all
it
hear
over
about Did y'all hear about McConnell's house being vandalized?
Oh, before we get into that, yes, I did hear about that. I've even seen those pictures. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back and close out. Don't move. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. So we back. Where we last left off, obviously, Nasa was telling us that had we seen the houses of Mr. McConnell and Nancy Pelosi got vandalized. Yeah, we did see. I did see those pictures. Which one was the one that had the "Where My Money"? Was that Mitch or was that Nancy?
Probably Mitch.
Shoot, I don't even know. Nasa, you remember which one it was? That had who spray painted the one with where was that the one that had "Where My Money" on it? Was that Mitch or was that Nancy that had that?
I think that was Mitchell.
Mitchell, okay.
With his
Speaking of Mitch,
his little fish ass.
bruh. Speaking of Mitch, apparently Mitch wants nothing to do with 45 anymore, which obviously we kind of knew that was coming. It's really. It really plays to white privilege and to elitist attitudes when you can use somebody for your own personal gain politically, and then the moment they fuck up, you can just be like, excuse my language, but the moment they mess up, you're like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you anymore. So obviously we know what this pertains to when it comes to the people of the other persuasion. But yeah, this whole situation has just been really, really, really funny.
I mean, when you think about it, like, he's pulling that card, but the soon-to-be ex-POTUS, has been pulling that card since he came into office.
You're right.
He would fire people left and right and not bat an eye about it. So now, like, you have people that are turning against you because they finally have, smelled the coffee and see that he has never been good for this country in the first place.
We should have known that. We honestly should have known that the day he got elected.
We tried. Well, as you told you,
when he said that he was gonna run.
Look, let's
2015.
start there.
Yeah,
let's start there. When that man said, "I'm gonna run for president," I know you're kidding. I know you're lying.
That's when everybody pick up their bags and be like, "I'm ahead."
I know you lying.
Yeah,
literally the day he got elected, I said, "Ma, we going back to being field niggas."
No bully.
For real. Like, honestly, if I had a time machine right now and I could go back to 2015 and I show people what happens, I'm like, this is what's gonna happen if you vote this nigga in. Please do not. I would show everybody, like, dude, please don't vote him in. Please don't vote him in.
But I feel like we are literally steps and days away from race riots. And I don't want to say that, but I think that's really what it boils down to. Because it's going to get to a boiling point where people of color are going to get tired of having to see the injustices done. And then what happened this past week doesn't help the case any better. And then on top of that, it's like it's never going to end. Honestly, it's like we waking up to a bad dream every day. It seems like it's like what could get worse? And then you wake up the next day and they've stormed the Capitol. Okay, well, what's gonna happen now?
Because we just going
what's next?
Back bullshit.
What's next?
Since 2020, and then
who's next?
Next are gonna be like incoming asteroid from outer space. The Earth has 3 years to prepare. Like,
get me on the nearest space colony, please.
Okay.
I will literally train to become an astronaut if that happens. Like, nope, I'm not staying on this planet. I want to live a little longer than that, but. But obviously we've it's probably going to come to a head. I think a lot of people, especially on the right side of the aisle, are calling for more extremist actions on the actual inauguration date. So y'all, if y'all stay in DC or anywhere near, just be safe. Because obviously this is going to come to a head, and we want everybody to be sure that they're paying attention to their surroundings. And
I feel like us black folks should just stay out the way this time.
Yeah,
stay out the way.
We stayed out the way when the Capitol got seized. Like,
just stay out the way
we just looking like,
except for that one lone brother.
Because they gon'
no, there were a couple.
Just stand and talk, and it's funny because back to Twitter, somebody had made a joke and was just like, when the people in time machines come back and they want to see what's going on, and it was just like, you seen the dude, he was just standing there, and he was like, and y'all thought they was gonna keep me from my money, and he was just like, and he quoted the tweet and was just like, and I won't play about getting my money. he was like, and I got my money the next day. I was just like,
that man wanted his stimmy.
So what you find out? Like,
if you find out the reason why you went that Capitol was trying to find your check.
Hey, I mean, right.
But I honestly feel like as blacks, I think that we should just sit this one out. Like, let them destroy themselves, because clearly that's what they want. They don't give a fuck. They are okay with being oppressed themselves. So let them destroy themselves. Well, and that's just me thinking, metaphorically, I guess, or just speaking out loud. But just like, I think what happened this past week, this kind of just explained itself. They're okay. We're just destroying the shit that they built, like, without remorse.
All they're gonna do is go back and clean it up and make it back so that, you know what I'm saying? It's literally the equivalent of having a housemaid.
I mean, it was never really built on any solid shit anyway. So, this is their time is coming to a close. The whole white supremacy thing, I think, is coming to a close. It's played out.
Very much so.
It's played out, and as the new generations come into play, they're more in the absence of equality and love, and it's just like that whole white supremacy stuff going on. It's just like, okay.
Try Jesus.
Y'all is
Not
played
me.
out. Y'all is played out, and y'all been holding on to y'all been holding on to this shit for a good 400 years.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
need y'all to cease and desist this shit.
the dawn the dawn of a new America. We are hoping that, you know, as the years progress, that as people will see, you know, that this thing is really, as you said, white supremacy is really played out, because I think a lot of people, especially that I saw on Twitter, were triggered by the fact that the Confederate flag made its way into the U.S. Capitol. Like, that could possibly be, I know it was triggering for me only because of what the Confederate flag means as a black person, but, you know, for other people to see that and they see the traitor flag has made it in, that should be a wake-up call to you guys. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all have let them get by with so much for so long, to the point now it's like, well, we tried to tell you for years, but it's just like, oh, you're black, what do you know? Like, come on, y'all. We
No more than you. We built the shit. So
exactly. So
what do you know? You scavenger? Like, who do you know? Colonizer.
Like, well, I hope this is going to be a moment for these people to know. I mean, this is a moment of pain for these people. But regardless of your pain that you're feeling right now because of your feelings hurt that the guy did not get reelected to another term, you just got to live with it. I mean, honestly, it is what it is. Black people voted in droves this time around. A lot of people really just could not stand this guy. 81 million people spoke up. And as you can see, Arizona went to Biden, Georgia went to Biden, as well as sent 2 Democratic senators to the Senate. And
So not does only Biden have the White House, he has the House and the Senate.
And the Senate, yes.
So shit about to change.
The only thing that we got to fix now is the courts.
Oh, Jesus. That's going.
Because, like, not that I know that it's going to make a change, but Trump has an arrest warrant in Iraq. they want his head.
Oh, they been wanting his head. They been wanting his head. They been wanting his head.
He needs to tread very lightly. Like, whatever his contingency plan is,
I don't even think
upon exit, he needs to move very lightly.
I feel like Trump don't even know what lightly means. Like, tread lightly. Tread lightly to him means tread a lot.
Like, I hope he has
an
underground bunker that is supplied for at least the next 10
take
to 15
it as
years.
Iraq.
You think he gonna make it the next 10 to 15 years? I mean, he is 74.
They gonna do his ice. They gonna do him ISIS style. Like.
Note to the listeners here, we are not advocating for the assassination of a U.S. president. But we are saying
I'm not speaking just for the state. But God don't make no mistakes.
Iraq was coming for that.
Just to clear that out, look, we are not advocating for the assassination of a U.S. president,
saying that
even if it is Trump.
to go out and actively make plans so that you can say that chaotic culture was the reason.
This
that
is
you
not.
did
Y'all ain't hear this from me.
No, we are just simply stating said facts. They want
His head. They want his head. I'm just stating facts that this man, this country, wants this man, dead or alive.
Indeed.
Their top general at that. Their top general, not one of the
I ain't never seen a country unite so quick. $1. He said, "I will put 1 million of us."
Come on now.
The whole country funded this. The whole country funded the assassination of Donald Trump.
Iranian funded cease and desist.
Okay. Alright. We're not playing.
They said, "Look, we will buy him a one-way ticket because he ain't coming back."
Well, we got a couple of days before the inauguration, so we all know things ain't gonna change within 1 or 2 days or even a year or so. But we're just hoping that, when the next administration rolls through, that we get some, back to some form of normalcy, especially when it comes to who's at the top, and of course with dealing with this current pandemic that we're still in, because we are still in a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. So please continue to be safe, and please continue to wear masks and continue to social distance.
I will say, if you aren't for the vaccine, make sure that you go get tested so that you can actually at least know where you stand. If you don't get tested, then continue to socially distance, as KJ said. Wear your mask, hand sanitizer, Lysol, if you can get it, because that's one of the commodities that hasn't been up front to be purchased.
I would also say, eat foods that are very immune boosting.
Hello, elderberry is.
I've honestly have thought about like the virus in it as a whole. Mm-hmm. Like, I honestly feel like it's definitely an immunal thing. Yeah. So it's like, if your immune system, like, you can be healthy, that's fine, but if your immune system is out of whack, then you're kind of shit out of luck. So it's just like, try to make sure that you're, of course, wearing your mask, washing your hands, but also eating stuff that are boosting your immune system so that you're good.
High in antioxidants, vitamin C. If you have not known, vitamin D is something that lacks in people who have contracted the virus. Just making sure that you are taking the necessary precautions for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta first know your health and then your diet, but it's also a mindset thing. If you constantly live in a state of fear or a state of worry, there is a more likelihood that you're going to subject yourself to becoming sick. But like I said, like Nasha said, make sure that you are doing what you got to do in terms of your diet to stay healthy, and drink water,
or you might die.
Shout out Mick Jenkins.
Yes, Mick Jenkins. All right, guys. So again, and for those who are taking the vaccine, just be sure again that you do your research. My brother is getting a vaccine, and eventually when my time comes I will, but my brother is, of course, a frontline worker. He's a dentist and he works at a clinic, so obviously he's definitely going to advocate for it, and he's going to get it too. So when that time comes, of course, once I've seen how it affects everybody, and once we actually get this ball going, hopefully the next administration will be able to roll it out better than this current one is doing, but that's a whole nother story.
My primary care physician actually relayed to me this past week that he and his pregnant wife received the vaccine. It's a 2-stage vaccine, and he was telling me from the first one that they haven't really had any major side effects other than like sore arm and like maybe cold and flu symptoms. He said that if he didn't feel confident in the vaccine, he wouldn't have given it to his pregnant wife. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he was basically just expressing to me that, like KJ said, do your research, because all of the things that have come from the vaccine in terms of like people saying they've contracted like Bell palsy and Guaria and all these other things, excuse me, it's not from the fact that the vaccine is causing this, but it's more so of the people who have taken the vaccine probably already had this condition prior to taking the vaccine. It wasn't until after the activation of their immune system to the vaccine that they were affected by the Bell palsy and everything else. So, like I said,
I'm sorry, because I'm just seeing pictures of the vaccine and people's face be turned up.
I mean, I'm just saying from my own doctor, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what y'all saw was wrong, but like I said, do your research, because look, I am right with you. I'm not taking that vaccine until it is confirmed. Like, I need at least 95 and up percentage, knowing that, like, okay, if I take this vaccine, I'm going to be okay. But like I said, it's all in the research.
Bear with us, guys. This is all jokes tonight. Like, we are on a roll tonight. So, all right, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap up, because especially when it comes to this climate that we're in, there's so much to talk about. But I think it's a perfect stop at time for season 2, episode 1. Like, we are really we back on. Yes, exactly. the commercial says. Matter of fact, I'm playing that soundbite right now. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. So we back in full swing. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight and this morning. If you're listening to it, we appreciate you listening to this. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to, whether it's Google, Apple, Spotify. Be sure that you also follow us. Follow us on the Facebook page. That's Chaotic Culture Podcast. Follow us on Instagram. That's at Chaotic Culture Pod. And follow us on Twitter. That's Chaotic_Culture. Got a lot. Yeah, we out here. Be sure that you follow us on our personal pages. Of course, I'll put those in the description as well. You know how to reach us. If you got any questions, if you got any concerns, if you want to give us some topics to talk about, I mean, obviously, just hit us up. We'll talk about it. If you got any good takes or bad takes, that you want to talk about in regards to this climate that we're in, or in this culture that we're in, or something that you just want to talk about in general, let me know. We'll probably get you in for like maybe a couple minutes or so and whatnot. If you got a black business that you want to promote, please let me know so that way we can go ahead and promote that on this podcast, because that's what we do, support black business. Anybody got any shout outs?
I do. Shout out Feel Me. You know what I'm saying? I supply the product. Merch on deck, you know what I'm saying?
Feel me.
Very, very comfortable long sleeve t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? I'm extra toasty right now on top of the toast. But go to his website, isupplytheproduct.com. Cop his merch. It's good, great quality. Okay.
On that note, also shout out Scoozy and the Tribe of Finesse. Always got to shout them out. Always putting out good content for us to reach. I know last time that we had talked, their video had reached 10K. It's over 20K now. So yeah, definitely continue to check out his music. He's doing big things, especially in the 7.5. NASA.
Y'all already know it's good. I got music that's coming soon, so just stay tuned. Yeah. Yes.
Queen Eats.
Oh, y'all already know Queen Eats, okay?
Hey.
Okay, Queen Eats. I'm gonna shout out her because, she be blessing people's lives with them food. Okay.
Cool. Couple of quick shout outs, of course. A shout out to Bougie Bartender. I always got to shout out Kiera and her fantastic drinks. I haven't had one in a while, but I am going to be hitting her back up soon. So that way, we can go out and, treat myself to something a little sweet and a little something alcoholic, but you know what I'm saying. I gotta give a shout out to someone who she actually graduated from Coppin State, but she actually attended Hampton first. I gotta give a shout out to Lauren, aka Black Magic Low. She does hair, especially like faux locks. She's out in Baltimore. Definitely check her out if you are in that area. I strongly recommend it. She is a very, very dope person. Other than that, y'all, I think that's a wrap for the first episode. Yeah, thank y'all again for y'all support. We love to hear from y'all. We love that we getting the listens that we are getting, and we'll come back next time with some more chaotic shit.
Not to mention, this is just week one.
Week one of 2021.
2021. You know what I'm saying?
And what a way to pop it off. So,
one more to go.
Yes, sir. Remember, everybody, in order to survive the chaos, we must embrace the culture. Take it with a grain of salt, with your white counterparts, but black culture will always thrive on this platform. So, again, guys, it's been Ked the Pro, it's been Law, it's been NASA. Be blessed, be safe, God is love. Get out.
One.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our pod, and check out previous episodes as well. Go ahead and follow the Chaotic Culture Podcast page on Facebook, and follow at Chaotic Culture Pod on Instagram. Also, be sure to follow our personal pages. You can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96, and myself, K3D the Pro, on Instagram and Twitter. Please also do us the courtesy and follow our featured artists and guests listed in the episode description. If you like this beat, follow at the RJ Stackhouse on Instagram and his Twitter page at RJ Stackhouse for more music and music-related content. I hope today's episode blessed your souls and stimulated your mind. Until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, survive the chaos. This has been Ked the Pro with Chaotic Culture Podcast. Be blessed, be safe. God is love. Peace.